Ah, man. Damn it. Welcome to part 7 of Blaster Master 02. We are on the Split Planet, where everything will kill us in one hit. Area F1. All the sand makes it hard to move. The environment was disrupted by the dimensional distortions. Watch your step, and make sure not to get caught up in the quicksand. G-SOPHIA can avoid sinking with a burn spark or hover, but we gotta be careful with our SP consumption. Also, don't get distracted by the sand and touch the distortions. Got it, I'll stay alert. The purple distortions are deadly to the touch. If even a single pixel of the Sophia or Jason grazes them, you will instantly explode. Jason will die, Frit will die, and Eve will most certainly die because she's hooked up to the tank and there's nowhere for her to go. These distortions are in the most awkward placements imaginable, and no, there are no invincibility frames to save you. If you fall into those either way, depending on status, you will just die. You might as well be playing Sonic the Hedgehog 1 with a spike glitch. I was fortunate enough to, well, skillfully fortunate enough, if I need to brag, to avoid those distortions. They are brutal. If I were to compliment a couple of good things about the swirling purple and white things of death and murder and destruction, is that they kill the enemies too. That's a good thing. Oh, and also they don't suck you in, which could be good to a point, but still pain in the ass. These things make a return, by the way, and they're quite honestly not as bad the next time around. The mutants here are even more deadly than previously. One enemy type is a sea urchin thing that will explode into several projectiles when you kill them. And another mutant type, or I should say two, are slugs, going with the fire and ice motif. One of them will spawn out fire and leave a trail of fire behind them, while the other one will just spit out ice and make the surface all slippery. In the tank sections, you'll have serpents. They are extremely agile and will dodge most of your attacks. But there is one attack you have that will bypass their dodging, and that is the impact wave. You want to be careful when using the impact wave though, because it takes a lot of SP. You don't want to go into shutdown mode here. Oh, I wonder who that was. That vehicle looks suspiciously like Doc Brown's train from Back to the Future 3. Great Scott, now Brown can travel through space. That's not Doc Brown, that's another metal attacker. And this particular metal attacker is a buffer, more heavily armed model than the Sophia. However, it's a slower vehicle in comparison. Just think of it as the TIE series of starfighters from Star Wars. What I'm driving right now is the equivalent of the TIE Fighter. Multi-role vehicle, can do anything. And what that pilot was driving is the equivalent of the TIE Bomber. That can take massive amounts of damage. I almost went into that distortion. God damn, I almost fucked up. That tank can take massive amounts of damage, as well as dish out massive amounts of damage, but if the opponent is skilled enough, that tank can be ran circles around. This purple wall that is cracked will still one-shot you, but you'll get an item that will help you bypass this later on. And that item is indeed the big anime finish of Blaster Master 02. And quite a spectacular big anime finish, if I do say so myself. It gives Goku's Spirit Bomb a run for its money. Now there needs to be a Dragon Ball series where Goku is piloting a tank. It's either going to be awesome or overkill, but that's just Dragon Ball in a nutshell. Awesome and overkill. You want to be careful with the quicksand here. Some of these areas don't have solid floors, so if you drop all the way to the bottom, you'll just insta-die because you touch a distortion. A good way to counteract the sinking is to use Burn Spark, but I only recommend doing this on the sand. Do not do it on the snow. There will be snow later on. If you use Burn Spark on the slushy snow, you'll melt the ice, and if you're not paying attention, that slushy snow is probably going to be over a Terran space and you'll just fall to your death. What I did right there was I kind of exploited taking damage for getting more SP, because losing SP in this area just sucks. You have to wait around and it's kind of tedious and it's not fun. You just have to wait around constantly for SP to come back. And with all that plus the distortions, this easily makes this place the worst level in the game. Even harder than the endgame stuff. Div Ido is completely all over the map. I say that as I was looking at the map and thought, hey, this is not a bad layout, but still, the insta-kill shit. It's annoying. I do like the desert Arctic aesthetic of this stage though. The tank does have the luxury of not slipping and sliding on icy surfaces like the Sophia 3 did in the first Blaster Master Zero. However, Jason will still slip and slide if he's in the dungeon areas. I'm also a big sucker for Div Ido's theme music, particularly in the dungeons. This is where BMC 2's music shines over BMC 1. There's much more variety in the soundtrack than ever. Each area and planet has 2 different soundtracks for Jason and the Sophia. Blaster Master 01, on the other hand, while it did have 8 to 9 different soundtracks for the tank, it only had 3 to 4 different soundtracks for Jason on foot. And those soundtracks are only triggered by story elements. So, in other words, if you're playing as a DLC character like Shovel Knight or Gunvolt, for example, you probably won't get to listen to anything other than the first overworld theme because the music is cued by Eve's existence. Guess where Eve is when you're playing as Shovel Knight or Gunvolt? She doesn't exist. So enjoy playing through all 8 areas dungeons where the music is just nothing but fire the blaster rifle in every last single one of them. Oh god, slippery surfaces and giant insta-death obstacles. 2 of the worst things you could put together in any video game. Well, I managed to clear that, but I'm not out of the fire yet. Now we have giant freaking avalanches that will drag you to your doom, so just gotta position myself carefully in order to not die. The checkpoints here are quite lenient though, so if you do die, you'll just spawn back at the door. Whoa! I don't even know how I avoided. I was sure a pixel touched on that, but the game was feeling quite generous that day. Alright, wait a minute. Here's what I don't understand. There are bottomless pits here. Jason doesn't die in one hit to bottomless pits in this game. However, the purple and white jelly surfaces do kill him in one hit? What the hell is this nonsense? I guess you can make the argument that Jason climbs out of there eventually, but if that's the case, how come Jason snaps his legs on the side-scrolling parts? The dude can survive long falls, it just depends on where you're at in the world. That is actually really dumb. And this enemy gauntlet is bullshit, it's just ice. It's a room full of ice! It kind of reminds me of that one episode of Tom and Jerry where the mouse floods the house and then freezes it. Admittedly, one of my favorite episodes of that series, but doesn't make for a good boss fight. They're probably never going to air the original Tom and Jerry show on TV again, are they? Well, okay. I guess shows from the 40s and 50s are too taboo. Damn it, I just need the water beam back. Oh, I already had it. I just didn't select it. Unlike in Blaster Master 01 where you can melt the ice with your flamethrower, you don't have any weapons to melt the ice in this game. Unless you do and I just forgot about it. Oh, wait, there's the torch bomb. I forgot about the torch bomb in this game. I just don't use it because it's a mine weapon. I don't use mine weapons in these games. For your troubles, you get the Ice Comet, which protects you from attacks and deploys a nice attack of its own when you combine it with a blast counter. I don't even use this weapon neither, strangely enough. There are a lot of weapons for Jason I just straight up don't use in this game. Sub-weapon wise, that is. Jason's blaster rifle itself is pretty versatile, in that there's, you got the shield weapon, you got the whip, you got the massive wide beam of death and destruction, and, you got your average pea shooters, so there's that. But the sub-weapons, I really only use the grenades. The only downside to Jason's grenades and the Blaster Master Zero Trilogy compared to the OG Blaster Master is you get 10 grenades at a time. Sure, you restock on them liberally, but you only really get 10 grenades for each of these games. Now, in the OG Blaster Master of old, you get unlimited grenades. It does manage to equal out somehow because Jason in this continuity has the better blaster rifle abilities despite having limited grenades. And then there was that one time that Uncle Fester grabbed a blaster rifle and thought he could shoot space aliens. Look, I know Fester's Quest is not a Blaster Master game, but it might as well be. They run off the same engine.
Excuse me, are you an MA pilot?
Another human? In this place? What are you?
I am not a human, but an automaton. That is, a support droid.
A support droid?
Is there an MA on this planet? Correct. I am Mr. Tank, I mean, Nora MA03 Adams support droid. Please call me Tesset.
My name's Jason, her name's Eve, and this little guy right here is Fred. Ribbit? If you're a support droid, does that mean Adam's pilot is nearby?
Let me see, well,
could you speak a little louder?
Okay, sorry about that. Actually, I've lost him. Adam's pilot Stein and I were chasing a boss mutant, but it created a dimensional distortion, and I got separated from Stein and Mr. Tank.
So the boss mutant was responsible for creating the distortions.
That's why, we just met, and I hate to trouble you, but Jason, please find Stein, please. Jason, we have to help this poor girl.
Eve. Alright. We'll search for Stein.
Thank you so much. Here. Is this an access key? This access key is for Area F2. Stein and Mr. Tank got sent there. Ah!
Another distortion.
Tesset! Jason, don't touch it!
Damn it.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Please just find Stein. To get to Area F2, we need to use the tunnel in Area D.
Area D, huh? Got it. Let's make our way over there. Hang in there, Tesset. We'll save you and Stein. And with that, we got the access key to Area F2. That was the freaking train again. I'm not even keeping the surprise up anymore. That train is Stein, and we need to rescue him and Tesset. And Tesset's put in between a rock and a distortion. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in that situation. So, I was talking about Fester's Quest earlier and how that feels like a Blaster Master sequel. To be honest, it feels like it should have been the real Blaster Master 2 instead of what we got on the Sega Genesis. Because Fester's Quest, it's quirky, it's strange, but it's also not as bad as everybody says it is. Yes, there was some bad video game design flaws with Fester's Quest, like weapons going into the wall each time you shoot them, or how about the enemies taking a million goddamn hits. And also the pseudo 3D sections, which I swear that Phantasy Star on the Master System did 2 years prior, and that game actually worked, and somehow Fester's Quest fucked it all up. There were some good ideas with Fester's Quest. It's not a complete shitty game like, say, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And that's kind of what pisses me off about Fester's Quest. It's almost good. It's almost there. But there are some design flaws that just mar the game's experience. But on to the good things about Fester's Quest. The music. It's excellent in that game. Naoki Kodaka strikes again. Basically, anything with Sunsoft's name and that's on the NES or the Sega Genesis generally had good music. Another thing that I'd like to point out about Fester's Quest that is good are the graphics and the monster designs. Everything had this dark, creepy vibe about Fester's Quest, and that's exactly what I expect out of an Addams Family type of game. And I guess some of those monster designs were holdovers from the original Blaster Master, but they still look damn good for the game they're in. And another good thing about Fester's Quest, which I don't know if I should count this, but I guess I should, it brought the Addams Family to a new generation. Kind of. Because think about it, this was about 20 years after the show went off, and probably 2 to 3 years before the movies came to the big screen. So I guess we have Uncle Fester to thank for his shitty game. Otherwise, I don't even know if Addams Family would still be a thing without that NES game. I mean, it probably would. It's just a video game, but still, video games are kind of almost as popular as movies and TV shows now. And that was a big old rant about Fester's Quest. Even though it's not a Blaster Master game, it is still a Sunsoft game, so I feel obligated to talk about it in this Sunsoft game, damn it. Even though Blaster Master 02 is technically published by Inti Creates. Now arriving on Planetoid A2. Damn it, you sunk my battleship, Fred! Planetoid A2. What the hell am I looking at? You have to go in blind here. There's no way you can light this area. Use the giant crab's bubble shots in order to guide you. If it falls to the bottom of the screen, that's a bottomless pit. But also, the ground is a bit uneven, and by a bit I mean a lot, so you don't want to risk jumping around too much because you might jump too high and you'll just fall to your death. Dark levels in video games have always been a pet peeve of mine. I know, trust me, I grew up with a Nintendo 64 and a janky TV. If the television set was not working or just staticky, then I had to deal with the kryptonite fog that the Nintendo 64 was notorious for. Anyway, I got the Excel charger. You didn't see that. That never fucking happened. Anyway, I got the Excel charger, which temporarily boosts Jason's suit abilities. You know how the wide shot's power becomes weaker and weaker the more you spam it? Well, you just activate Excel charger, and by limitations, you can use the wide shot at full power at any time. And it also makes Jason's pilot suit blue instead of the usual red, which makes him look more like Mega Man than Zero. Blue is my favorite color, and then a close second will probably be red. Oh no, red is my second favorite color. And I guess that's why the Blaster Master 02 key art is so damn good, because it's blue! I love blue! And if I had a choice of lightsaber color, it would definitely be blue. Green and red are cool and all, but come on, blue. It's my favorite color. Yes, I know I'm a basic bitch, but it's blue. What the f- Oh god!
As soon as we entered the new sector of space, we came under attack by an unknown spacecraft. We managed to avoid a direct hit, but G-SOPHIA was forced to make an emergency landing on a nearby planetoid. No way. Is that?
Oh, that's not good. It seems like we got some sort of assassin or something like that after us. Let's check in with Eve.
Damn, what in the world is that vehicle? Eve, Fred, are you okay? We're fine. G-SOPHIA's undamaged too. Ribbit? Ugh, that's a relief. Should we escape? No, they're clearly targeting G-SOPHIA. Even if we manage to get away, it's only a matter of time before they find us again. We should finish this now. But maybe we could get away for a moment to get ready.
Oh, that's a good plan, Jason. But bad news is, I'm ready now, so let's take this bastard on. I'm just getting my weapons prepared for this guy. He is going to be one tough fight.
Is that another metal attacker? What do you think you're doing? Searching databanks. Found it. Nora MA07 Garuda. So it is an MA. Why would you attack a fellow MA pilot?
Ah, your tool is breaking down. Is that right?
Huh?
Strange one, aren't you? Clinging to a busted support droid like that.
How dare you? Don't talk about Eve like that.
What a sentimental creature. You don't know when to throw things away, do you? In that case, I'll smash it all. You and that tool, and your vehicle.
What? There's something wrong with him.
Oh, you think, Eve? He's 2 cookies short of a Chips Ahoy bag. Anyway, we got Garuda. Garuda will start the battle by flying off screen. He'll spend a majority of this boss fight just in the air and flying away from you. You'll have to pick your shots carefully. If you look in the background, you'll see him fly in very distinct patterns. Each pattern is a different attack. If Garuda is high into the air in the background, he'll rain down missiles upon you. But if he's low to the ground in the background, he'll just ram straight for you. Him dashing into you is your best way to catch him because you got a couple of ways of countering it. For one thing, the burn spark. You get into his hitbox, you do a lot of damage. And then there's also the repulsion upper, the spring attack. You use the repulsion upper when he's chasing you on the ground and bounce him up into the air. He'll pause for a minute and then just fly off again. Garuda's a pretty spry metal attacker. He won't let you get a shot in if you're playing lethargically, but he's also pretty flimsy. A couple of shots will take him down in no time.
Damn it. Move, Garuda. You always... at the worst times.
He stopped. Now's our chance to get away. Hold on, Jason. I can access Garuda's OS. Collecting data now.
Oh, we got another Planetoid map.
This is...
You're hacking me? So that busted dog can still... Stop. Right now.
No! I've been cut off.
Eve, we're getting out of here.
Okay.
Ugh, we lost him.
What the hell is his problem? Sorry, Jason. I thought I could find the reason he attacked us in Garuda's OS, but... all I could get was this map data. It appears to be a map of a planetoid in Area G. Maybe that's where his base is located. Area G is right next to Sophia's sector. Good work, Eve. This map data will definitely come in handy.